you aware of everything? And the reason why I ask you that is, even though if you know how to appear and disappear, right?
Right.
It seemed like you still hear things and see things, just from the conversation that we had before we sat down.
That's part of the disappearance. Like I'm saying, I'm not disappearing to twiddle my thumbs. I'm disappearing to do the behind the scenes work, the inner work, the shadow work necessary to pull off what it is I'm trying to pull off against, at times, supernatural competition.
Jim Carrey being missing from the Oscars this year didn't go unnoticed at all. It actually got people talking heavy. Everyone started asking the same question: where was he really? Then things got even stranger when a guy named Alexis Stone claimed he once stepped in as Jim's body double at the CRE Awards in France. That alone sounds wild, but it leaves a bigger mystery hanging in the air. What's really going on with the real Jim Carrey? And the answer people are throwing around isn't light at all. It's actually pretty dark. Jim hasn't been seen or heard from much lately, and now Katt Williams is stepping in, hinting that something deeper might be happening behind the scenes. According to Katt, Hollywood isn't just glitz and fame. It's got layers people don't see, and not all of them are good. Katt has been vocal for years about how the industry moves, calling out what he describes as control, silence, and pressure. He's made it clear that when someone speaks too loudly or steps out of line, they don't just get ignored, they can get pushed out completely or disappear from the spotlight altogether. And that brings the focus right back to Jim Carrey. He's always been known for speaking his mind, even when it made people uncomfortable. From talking about secret groups to calling out how fake Hollywood can be, he never really held back. But moments like him being awkwardly removed from events, like that 2019 situation, had people raising eyebrows big time. Still, Jim didn't react how most people would. He played it off smoothly, almost like it was all part of the act. To some, it looked funny. To others, it felt off. And those moments only added more fuel to the strange stories surrounding him today. People even point back to his 2016 Golden Globes speech, where he hit the stage and delivered something that had everyone confused, shocked, and talking nonstop. Instead of sticking to the usual safe jokes, Jim Carrey flipped the whole vibe and started questioning the entire idea of awards right on that stage.
I am two-time Golden Globe winner Jim Carrey. You know, when I go to sleep at night, I'm not just a guy going to sleep. I'm two-time Golden Globe winner Jim Carrey going to get some well-needed shut-eye.
It caught people off guard instantly. The crowd laughed. Sure, even Denzel Washington couldn't hide his smile, but there was something deeper hiding behind those jokes, and you could feel it. Jim wasn't just being funny, he was making a real point. He broke it down by saying awards might feel huge when you're inside Hollywood, but when you zoom out and look at life, or even the universe, they don't mean much at all. That hit different. He was calling out the system, basically asking why people treat these moments like they define everything, and even hinting that Hollywood builds up figures like puppets on a stage. And let's be real, that kind of talk doesn't sit well with everyone in power. That's exactly why some people are starting to take Katt Williams more seriously. He's been saying for a long time that when someone inside the industry starts speaking too loudly, or questioning how things really work, they don't just get ignored. They slowly get pushed out of the spotlight. And when you look at Jim's journey, it makes people wonder. After reaching the very top, Jim started opening up in a completely different way. He talked about fame feeling empty, like it wasn't what people think it is. In interviews, he even said identity itself might not be real, and that the version of him people see on screen is just a character he plays. That's a heavy shift. Some fans believe he went through a deep spiritual awakening, especially since he spoke about Eckhart Tolle and searching for meaning beyond money and fame. But others aren't so sure it's that simple. They point out how he started openly criticizing Hollywood, mocking award shows, and rejecting the idea of celebrity status altogether. And this is where Katt Williams' warnings come back into the conversation. He's claimed multiple times that when someone inside the system starts exposing too much, the industry doesn't react kindly. It slowly shuts them out.
You freeze. You're in shock. I mean, children aren't supposed to handle that sort of stuff. I can tell you that the #1 problem in Hollywood was and is and always will be.
Nobody talks about it.
It's the big secret.
And it's widespread?
Oh, yeah. I was surrounded by them.
For years now, as evidenced on Nightline in 2011, Corey Feldman has been claiming that he and his good friend, the late Corey Haim, were victims of station when they were young actors. Last year, he opened up to our Alex Hudgens.
Why didn't you come
Kids are
forward then?
scared. You know, kids don't think I'm gonna go. First of all, for me, the person that was doing it to me the most, you know, well, I mean, I could say that the two people that did it to me were both close friends of mine, or so I thought.
Feldman claims Haim endured more than him. In his book, Choreography, he alleges that Haim was on the set of the 1986 film Lucas. The following year, 1987, their film, The Lost Boys, came out.
It was when we were both on the set of Lost Boys that, you know, things were happening to both of us, you know, not from anyone on the set, might I clear that up, but, you know, outside elements.
How did people not know when these are two, or did they know and they just weren't doing anything about it?
I mean, I know he told a lot of people. That's the thing that's so upsetting to me. It's not like it's just me that knows this story.
Other people know.
A lot of people know.
They're still working, they're still out there, and they're some of the richest, most powerful people in this business.
Back in 2013, on The View, Feldman was insistent that perpetrators are still out there, but says he won't name names due to statute of limitation laws in California. He also has another reason that echoes something we've heard regarding Harvey Weinstein.
From what I've seen, every time somebody tries to bring up a public name and they have a lot of money and power and a publicity machine behind them, the person who does the accusing is the one that ends up looking bad.
People even bring up examples like Corey Feldman, who spoke out about serious issues in Hollywood and said he was ignored and pushed aside after trying to tell his story. Elijah Wood, the same actor who played Frodo in The Lord of the Rings, has also spoken in ways that seem to back up parts of these conversations, and that got people paying attention fast. When someone from that level starts hinting at deeper issues, it hits differently and makes the whole situation feel bigger than just rumors.
Interview with the Sunday Times, the former child star alleges that has been a real issue in Hollywood. He tells the publication, quote, "There are a lot of vipers in this industry, people who only have their own interests in mind. What bums me about these situations is that the victims can't speak as loudly as the people in power. That's the tragedy of attempting to reveal what is happening to innocent people. They can be squashed, but their lives have been irreparably damaged." The 35-year-old adds, "If you're innocent, you have very little knowledge of the world and you want to succeed. People with parasitic interests will see you as their prey."
I can get a good career doing this. You know, it's going to be good.
Wood says he was not a victim of abuse because his mother Deborah protected him and he avoided those kinds of situations. He goes on to allege that even as an adult in the industry, he has been, quote, led down dark paths to realize that these things probably are still happening.
All of this starts to paint a picture that feels connected, like there's a powerful system behind the scenes where wealthy figures hold serious control. The idea people keep circling back to is simple, but unsettling. When you have that much power, some start to believe they can silence whoever they want.
Everyone passed these rules on to female agents. Were big in my life, and they had definitely a hand in telling me the rules that I had to abide by, such as, you know, you have to have long hair, so the men in Hollywood want to have sex with you. If they don't want to have sex with you, they're not going to cast you.
And that's where things take a darker turn. Actress Rose McGowan didn't hold back at all when she described her experience. She didn't just call Hollywood unfair. She went as far as calling it a cult, and that shocked a lot of people instantly. According to her, it's not just about making movies. It's about following a set of unwritten rules that everyone somehow understands without them ever being said out loud. She shared that when she entered the industry at a young age, she quickly noticed there were expectations placed on everything. How you look, how you act, even how you speak. And if you didn't fall in line, opportunities could disappear just like that. Doors closing fast, no explanation given. McGowan explained that a lot of these rules aren't taught publicly. They're passed down quietly by agents, managers, and insiders who know how the system works. In her case, she was told straight up that her appearance had to meet certain standards if she wanted roles. And if the wrong people didn't see you as appealing, work could dry up quickly. That's the pressure. She described, as more voices started questioning how things really operate, another major name kept coming into the spotlight, Dave Chappelle. He's long been seen as someone who speaks his mind, no matter the consequences.
Comedians, as we've been sitting here doing this interview, that you hold in very high regard is Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle walked away from $50 million. You said it was more. Tell the story.
That's right.
I will let you tell it.
No, you're
no, I want you to tell it.
You really are the best. You're proving it here today. As much as I'm proving it, you proving it. You proving it. Yeah, that wasn't the thing. It wasn't People say that. He lost $50 million. No, that's not even close to what happened to this dude. And until you understand what happened to the dude, you don't understand what happened. Like, no, not they offered him $50 million and he turned it down. Who gonna turn down $50 million? Now, I've had to turn down $50 million 4 times. 4 times. Just to protect my integrity and that virgin I was telling you about. Right. Because P. Diddy be wanting to party. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him.
I'm a conspiracy theorist to a degree. Like when I connect dots that maybe shouldn't be connected, I don't know. But certain dots, like when I see that they put every black man in the movies in a dress at some point in their career, I'll be connecting them down like, wow, these brothers gotta wear a dress. That's happened to me. I'm doing a movie with Martin.
Yeah.
The movie's going good. So I walk in the trailer. I'm like, man, this must be the wrong trailer because there's a dress in here. They come in. The writer comes in. I think he's the writer. He's like, Dave, listen, we got this hilarious scene where Martin's sneaking out of jail. So he disguises you as a prostitute. And he put this dress on. And what? Nah, I'm not doing that. I don't feel comfortable with that. That should have been in the discussion. What? You don't feel comfortable with it? I mean, it's a hilarious bit. All the greats have done it. So, well, if all the greats have done it, it's kind of hacky, right? You're right. So why don't we just not do it? Because I don't feel comfortable wearing a dress. Oh, come on, Dave, listen, we got it all set up. We're supposed to shoot. Every minute you waste costs this much money. You know, the pressure comes in. He said, I'm not wearing no dress, man. I'm funnier than a dress. Just give me something funny to say. I don't need to wear no dress to be funny. What am I, Milton Berle? You know, we're going like this. And then finally he's like, and he leaves. And then like the director comes, Dave, it really would be great if you wear the dress. What is wrong? What is this, Brokeback Mountain in here? So then, wear the dress. I don't want to wear the dress. I want to wear this dress. You know what I mean? This is, oh gosh, this guy's so difficult. They leave. Now the producers comes, come on, David would be so great. I mean, and then I started thinking about it. All the comics that I've seen, man, you know, strong brothers, why they be putting us in these dresses? But the minute it was clear, I was adamant, I'm not wearing a dress. I'm not wearing the dress. All right, fine. Think of something else. That comes back 10 minutes later, the whole new scene. Hot damn, how did you write the scene so fast? You know, it's like, so you gotta take it.
Fans still talk about the moment he walked away from a massive deal at the peak of Chappelle's show. Reports said the offer was around $50 million, and he still stepped back. That shocked everyone. Katt Williams has suggested that move wasn't random at all, but a decision to protect his integrity. That moment turned Dave into something bigger than just a comedian. It made him a symbol for standing his ground. Some believe he saw things behind the scenes that didn't sit right with him, while others think he simply refused to be controlled. He even addressed powerful figures in the industry, including Oprah Winfrey, during a now widely discussed interview, making it clear he wasn't backing down from his stance, no matter who was involved. Either way, Dave Chappelle's decision only pushed the conversation even further, making more people believe there are powerful forces moving behind the scenes in Hollywood. It didn't settle anything. It actually made the mystery feel even bigger.
What Dave Chappelle is doing right now, for me, it's just, what it sounds like to me is that they took the bullet points of everything that they were trying to push during the trial, and they gave it to you to do this beautiful monologue, trying to make it seem like, yeah, because government is after the black man, and whatever. And I've never really spoken out against Dave Chappelle. Like I said, you know, I had a lot of admiration for him when he turned down the $40 million with Comedy Central once upon a time ago.
I remember that.
Yeah. I guess he changed his mind when they made it $60 million in Netflix. And now, Charlamagne is getting $200 million out of Netflix. He's getting more than the rest of these.
No, for real.
And who is Charlamagne? Whitney Williams' sidekick that he allegedly helped stab her in the back. I mean, and he got a whole child case, G. He's got a whole self-great case. Like, all these people are weird and sick and got a lot of going on. But everybody's getting rewarded. Isn't that lovely? Isn't that grand? Everybody's getting paid. I'm sure Joe Budden is losing his mind. That 20 million that he got out of Patreon is looking like change compared to what Charlamagne got going on over there.
Mm. You
I
know,
don't know, maybe running around butt naked in the middle of the night, banging on doors. Or, I don't know.
oh, now you know, episode 2 of that documentary, it was titled "What Goes Down Must Come Up,"
Mm-hmm.
and they're referencing what Diddy was saying as far as what goes up must come down, and what comes down must go up.
Yeah.
And you're speaking of these other individuals, and yes, they have had some dark days. Are they not?
Dark days.
It
Can
seems
you
like
call them dark days if you're able to elude them, never fully, thoroughly be investigated for them, never have to go to court, be tried, or go to jail like everybody else has to when they...
But as time passed, new criticism started popping up, and this is where things took another unexpected turn. Singer and industry whistleblower Jaguar Wright began speaking out in multiple interviews, raising serious questions about what she believes is really going on right now. She didn't just focus on the past, she pointed directly at the present. According to Wright, even people who once challenged the system don't always stay outside of it. She argued that over time, some get pulled back in, one way or another. When she talked about Dave Chappelle, she claimed his recent comedy didn't feel the same as before, saying the tone had shifted from that fearless voice people used to respect. She went even further, suggesting that Dave might have been compromised. In her view, he either gave in to the pressure or was influenced by the massive deals and money surrounding him. That's a bold claim, and it instantly got people debating from all sides. And then the conversation takes an even darker angle. There have been claims floating around about secretive gatherings involving powerful figures in the industry.
In the New York incident, that was kind of like the Christmas party, because there was a Christmas party before then at this museum that, once again, you go into this basement of this well-known museum. I can't think of the name.
Not Spaghetti.
No. This old house. It's this old Victorian house. Real nice, and everybody's like real, like old school, like elite, like Titanic type thing. But underneath, where they had some different paintings, that was like a more, I felt like a satanic vibe. So we went to that party with a friend. That was really strange. But nothing like the next day or the following day when you're like right outside. That's the thing that's so wild when you think about this stuff. These aren't in obsolete locations. This is like hiding in plain sight. Because you could look out the window and see like you could see like downtown New York, right? Like you're right off Times Square. You could see the action of the city, and that's the thing. And same thing in LA. That was bright during the day. Like getting out into a grocery store. So these are very out in the open. I don't know how they exist.
Do you think Freemasons or Freemasonry is linked to any of this kind of underworld?
I just think it's the underworld. I don't know what it is, but it is definitely dark and satanic. It's definitely not godly in any stuff. It's very anti-Christ, right? Because it's anti of what Christianity is, or even anti-Jewish, what they believe in. It's very, very dark.
But it's important to treat these as allegations, not confirmed facts. Still, they've added fuel to the ongoing speculation about what really happens behind closed doors. For example, Rihanna's former publicist once described private industry events where strict rules were enforced. According to him, Guests were sometimes asked to sign non-disclosure agreements and even give up their phones before entering. He explained that this created a space where nothing could be recorded or leaked, which made people feel like whatever happened inside would stay there. When asked whether the atmosphere at one specific Manhattan party was just over-the-top celebrity behavior or something more structured, he said it felt carefully arranged. He pointed to details like coordinated lighting, unusual music, and symbolic visuals that made the whole setting feel staged rather than spontaneous. He also described a moment where a group of women were brought into the room by staff, and guests were invited to choose companions for the night. He noted that the women seemed uncomfortable and avoided sharing personal details when he tried speaking with them, which made the situation feel even more unsettling based on his account. Because of everything he saw, Jonathan later questioned what was really happening in that moment. He even wondered if the situation could have involved some kind of exploitation or pressure. But to be clear, he also stated that he didn't witness any actual crimes and couldn't confirm the full circumstances surrounding the women involved. And that leaves people with some heavy questions. What is really going on behind the scenes? Why do some celebrities who speak out suddenly step away or disappear from the spotlight? And who, if anyone, is allowing these kinds of alleged secretive environments to exist in the first place?
Sat next to me. It was so, once again, so awkward. The girls who sat down next to me, I was trying to talk to her like, who are you? What are you doing? Do you have an Instagram? Like looking right. I was like, here's my Instagram. What's your name? She was like, I can't tell you. But she looked at my Instagram, and this whole time, everybody's around the table, you know, they're sniffing, partying.
Yeah.
And I think a couple are getting it on. But this girl I felt so bad for her. And I was trying to talk to her like, what do you do? What's your name? Do you live around here? And she was trying to be as nice as possible. She didn't speak like great English, right? When they get her, anyways, they pull them out like an hour. The woman comes in, the girls get up and leave. And we sat there for maybe 15 more minutes, and then they escorted us out, back up through the grocery store. And during the pandemic, I was like, I thought about that, like, what was that? Where was that? And I would talk to Billy, like, what was that place? He was like, do you want to go back? We can go back. We have to schedule it. I was like, no, what was it? But then I started to think, like, that was definitely a human trafficking thing.
We can't say that word, but human transportation.
Using transportation, yeah, sorry. That's definitely what that was. They'd bring in all these girls, and then they would move them out, like, in and out, like product. I was like, holy crap. That's the only other time I've seen anything with that kind of, like New York and LA, with that kind of experience, you know?
So back up. So you're on your way to this grocery store, and
well, we're having a meeting, and Billy, like I said, his mother is Johnny Depp's sister. He's part of his management team, right? He works with the Hollywood vampires and all his groups. And he wanted to show like everybody like a good time. Once again, I can't say like all the people in the lawsuit and stuff like that because of the lawsuit. He wanted to show them a good time because we're working on this project. Right. And that's where he took us. And it was so strange. At the time, I'm just in shock. But then when I processed it and thought about it,
these aren't small questions. They're serious ones that people keep asking again and again. The more stories come out, the more curiosity grows, and the more people want real answers. Now it's your turn. What do you think is actually happening behind the scenes? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video so more people can join the conversation. See you in the next one.